Okay, so the other day on Twitter, I kind of teased that today I was supposed to be dropping a video, kind of talking mess about Bill O'Brien. But see, that video just didn't turn out right. Like, usually I don't tease videos because I just don't know if things will turn out the way I want them to. Like, if you guys could see how many videos I scrapped, like, I have scrapped tons of videos. Like, this video, like, I had already, like, planned it out, what I was gonna say. I had, like, already, like, wrote down everything, well, typed out everything, what I was gonna say. And, like, once I actually recorded it, and then, listened back through it, did a little bit of editing, and then listened to it again, like, I realized, no, this isn't me. Like, it's not a type of video that I would drop. It was like 20 minutes of just rambling, not my type of content. So I decided to completely scrap it, throw it away. That video no longer exists. So sorry about even teasing that. I apologize. But anyways, before we start this video though, I will say this. Me and my friend Views of Phoenix dropped a podcast episode 100% dedicated to the Texans week 1 game against the Chiefs and our thoughts about that. So I'm going to put a link to that podcast episode at the top of the description to this video. Go check it out. It's like about an hour of just pure Texans talk. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Anyways though, this video. Now, this is a video I wouldn't typically make because I've already kind of talked about this here and there in other videos. And I think even in like my Chiefs recap video, I mentioned one of these guys. But since we're playing the Baltimore Ravens this week, I 100% believe it would be wise for the Texans to bring in, I mean, in a perfect world, all of these guys. But since it's not going to happen, at least some of these guys, like, I think it would be wise. I mean, we saw what went down in Kansas City, but like Baltimore is like a completely different animal. Like, you can play with KC. Like, with our personnel, I feel like if they get in sync, we can play with KC. But Baltimore is like, it's different with Baltimore. I feel like we don't have the pieces to, spoiler alert, to play with Baltimore. So I feel like we have to get help from outside. And these 4 guys that I'm about to mention, like, they can help us against Baltimore, and they can help us, like, moving forward in the season. And I'm going to go in depth into, like, why I think these guys can help us against Baltimore in particular. And then, maybe, like, a little bit down the season. But I feel like down the season, I feel like you guys can tell why. But, starting off with number 1, Earl Thomas. Now, Earl Thomas, definitely a problematic guy. And honestly, I just want him for this game because he was in Baltimore for a whole year. Had, part of training camp with them this year too. So what I'm trying to say is, this guy, he's got insight on Baltimore, man. Like, this is a Patriots type move, bro. Like, go get this guy. Bring him to your team. It's like, hey, man, you want to sign with us? We'll give you, like, $5, because the Ravens are still paying him because he had guaranteed money. So you give him, like, a small contract, nothing guaranteed. It's like, yeah, man, play with us. You pick his brain a bit, use him for the Baltimore game, and then you could throw him away after that. Like, this is a Bill Belichick type of move. Like, Bill Belichick be doing stuff like this all the time. Like, when he be playing a team, like, he'll be picking up practice squatters and stuff, or like dudes that spent the off season with the team to pick their brains. So who better than Earl Thomas, a smart safety who played and practiced against that offense every day for the past, year and a half. Now, moving forward, though, I mean, Earl, he ain't the guy he used to be. Is he better than Eric Murray? Probably. Can he be a deep safety? Probably. But a lot of you guys have said, oh, he has off the field issues. So if that's what you think, sure, whatever. But just use him for one game, man, because an 0-2 start is like staring us right in the face. And don't be shocked if 0-2 turns into 0-3 and 0-3 turns into 0-4, because these first 4 games are indeed brutal. Now, next guy I would bring in, Clay Matthews. Why would I bring in Clay Matthews? Well, he adds a little extra juice in pass rush, something that Brandon Scarlett doesn't have. And, you can never have enough pass rush. Not only that, Clay Matthews, he's a seasoned veteran. Like, he's been around for a while. He's smart. He's pretty much seen everything. I mean, even at this point in his career, he's still, like, 20 times better than Brendan Scarlett. Like, you guys know how I feel about Brendan Scarlett. Now, the reason why I want Clay Matthews for this game in particular is to play a guy like Lamar Jackson, you gotta be smart and disciplined. And I don't feel like Brendan Scarlett is neither smart nor disciplined. And I feel like Clay Matthews could be. He could, like, wait for Lamar Jackson, keep him contained. He can cover, just a bit, probably better than Scarlett, that's for sure. And obviously he can rush the passer as well, like on occasion. So I feel like Clay Matthews could help us against the Ravens, and he's someone you could even keep on the roster like for the whole season, because like he's better than Scarlett, man. Like, Scarlett is essentially a starter for us. So bringing Clay Matthews, he helps you against the Ravens, and he helps you moving forward. Now, the next guy, Eric Reed. Why I think Eric Reed can help us? Well, the Texans, I feel like they don't have a true box safety, and I feel like Eric Reed can be that true box safety, essentially another linebacker. And how does he help with the Ravens? Well, if you go back and watch the tape on how the Titans beat the Ravens and how the Chargers beat the Ravens in the playoffs, both of those were playoff games, by the way, they had a bunch of DB sets. Yeah. But the issue with the Texans is they have DBs, but they don't have DBs that can play the run that well. Like, who do we have? Justin Reed. That's about it. Maybe AJ Moore, but like the corners, maybe Lonnie. He's bigger, but other than that, like, we don't have dudes that can play the run. Like, maybe if we had Kareem Jackson still, dude was like a monster playing the run, but no, yeah, we don't have dudes that can play the run that well. Eric Reed, he's a true box safety. He can play the run well. He's not scared to get in there and make the tackle, go up against offensive linemen. I feel like he'll help us in that regard, and I feel like he'll help us moving forward as well, because I mean, we saw what the Chiefs did to us. So, just having people that can stop the run as well is always good. Like, I understand that Eric Reed isn't exactly, a good pass cover guy, but we can't stop the run either. If we could stop the run, then, yeah, it wouldn't matter with Eric Reed, just leave him on the streets. But we can't stop the run, so we need to do something. And now the last guy, this is a guy you guys have probably already, seen coming since the beginning of this video. Someone I've been saying to go get since the off season, and that is Damon Snacks Harrison. How does he help you in this game? He is a tubby that eats up blocks. Now look, the difference between DJ Reader and Brandon Dunn. Brandon Dunn, he does his job, eats up blocks. DJ Reader, he did his job and ate up blocks. But DJ Reader could get off those blocks and make the tackles. Brandon Dunn can't. So Brandon Dunn is doing his job, but he's not the playmaker that DJ Reader was. Damon Harrison, he can eat up the blocks. Obviously, he's a big boy. And he can also make the plays as well, because he's a playmaker, shed those blocks, and make a tackle. We need Damon Harrison. We saw what the Chiefs did to us. If the Texans had Damon Harrison versus the Chiefs, I'm not saying they would have won, but the game would have been a lot closer. Because Damon Harrison is an elite nose tackle. Like if he came back into the NFL today, he's probably a top 5 nose tackle in the NFL. You know, the other ones being Vita Vea and Kenny Clark and DJ Reader, of course. You know, in no particular order. So, yeah, we need Damon Harrison against the Ravens because they love to run the ball. Okay, and just imagine this formation too. Damon Harrison, J.J. Watt, both on the inside, Whitney Merciless, and Jacob Martin coming from the edge. And then you got Ross Blacklock, Charles Omenihu as well, you know, and Jonathan Grenard. Like, there's like so many things he'd be able to do. Like, Damon Harrison, we need him in Houston, especially moving forward. The Steelers, they have a very strong offensive line. Physical. They're probably going to run the ball a whole lot this season because Big Ben is done and washed. We need Damon Harrison for that game. The Vikings, they love to run the ball. Dalvin Cook. We need Damon Harrison. The Colts, they love to run the ball. They have to run the ball. They don't have a quarterback. We need Damon Harrison for that game. The Titans, they don't have a quarterback. They love to run the ball. They have to run the ball. Damon Harrison. Like, we need Damon Harrison, man. Like, not only for the Ravens game. Obviously, he'll do great for the Ravens game. But moving forward, man, this guy would help the Texans so much. Like, I honestly believe if the Texans get Damon Harrison, all their problems would be gone. I don't know if you guys recall. Back in 2014, the Texans had brought in a guy. I think his name was Jarrell Poe. He was supposed to be like their nose tackle. The dude was completely trash. He was garbage. And for the first 3 weeks of the regular season, teams ran all over the Texans. After that, the Texans signed Ryan Pickett, nose tackle, who was previously on the Packers at the time, of course. And, you know, once we brought him in, everything was completely fixed. You know, we were able to stop the run. And I feel like Damon Harrison would be able to have a similar effect on the Texans. Now, I'm not saying Brandon Dunn's a scrub or any of that. Like, yes, he eats up blocks. But if you bring in Damon Harrison, the dude can eat up blocks and shed those blocks to make those tackles, you know, those crucial tackles for little to no gain. Yeah, we need that. Now, if you bring in Damon Harrison, then who do you cut? Well, that's easy. J.J. Watt. No. You cut, what's his name? Carlos Watkins. Dude's not doing much. And, you know, like, yeah, we have P.J. Hall, who flashed a lot versus the Chiefs there late in the game. But Damon Harrison, man, like, he's a different animal. Like, Damon Harrison's a guy that frees up people, you know? Like, he's a massive individual. Like, we gotta go get him, man. Now, someone else that people might mention, Larry Warford, the guard. They probably want him to replace Fulton, or they do want him to replace Fulton, like, for those people that are going to mention. What about Larry Warford? For you guys that don't know, Larry Warford opted out. So, yeah, he is not an option. And apparently, I think it was Patrick Storm mentioned it on Twitter. Or I forgot, someone mentioned it on Twitter, but apparently the dude got cut because he showed up to camp, or, like, he showed up, like, to take his physical for the Saints, like, 400 pounds. Yeah, you do not want a 400-pound lineman. So, yeah, Larry Warford is not an option. But to me, those 4 guys are your options, especially this week. You know, playing Baltimore, Earl Thomas would give us such a huge edge, insight on that team. But, yeah, again, I apologize for teasing that Bill O'Brien trashing video. It just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just 20-something minutes of rambling on and boring content. You know, I like to create fun content, like where I crack jokes here and there and stuff, you know. But, yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.